In this video, we'll talk about cell reference. Let's see example first. We have a group of numbers. Then we have another group, any number here. And for this group, we can get the sum using the function sun. We select this group, close it. This is the range. So we get the sum. Then if we copy this cell, right button, copy this cell to here, what will happen? Do we get 123? Do we get other number? Let's do it. We just post it. You can say we get a different number. So if we look at the formula here, so if we post the formula from this cell to this cell, we can say what do we change? The reference change. In this cell, the reference will be H25 here to H30 here. But in this cell, the reference changed to K25 to K30. So that why is happen? This is because Excel use relative reference. So this is called the relative reference. So, but if we want to copy the value in this cell, what should we do? Because if we copy here, actually we will copy the formula, and also the reference in the formula change automatically. So if we want to copy the value, we should do this by adding the dollar sign, the dollar sign, the dollar sign. H, the H is the column, 25 is the row. So we need to add the, again, dollar sign H, dollar sign 30. Here we don't change the results, but if we copy the formula here to other location, we get 123. Again, 123. So this put with the dollar sign is called the absolute reference. So you can see the difference like this one. If we just have K25, K30, this is called the relative reference. Here, if we put the dollar sign, it's called the absolute reference. So why is this happen? Because in Excel, for the formula, actually Excel use relative reference. What means relative? So look at here again. This example, we put it back. I copy the content to here. Okay, it's still, what's this? Okay, let's put it back. So we want to get the sum from here to here. So Excel understands the reference here as relative. Why it means relative? It means that in this formula, the current cell is H31. You can see it, right? This is H31. So in this formula, Excel understands this formula as say we want to get the results in the H in the same column and from 25 to 30. So when we copy this formula to here, Excel understands that we want to get the sum of the values in the same column. Here the column is K. So in column K and from 25 to 30. So that's relative reference. Means from here, the H25 is understood as say in the same column because the current column is H, right? It means in the same column from 25 to 30. The same thing if we have other numbers in other column. Then if we copy the formula to here, we will get the, you can say formula change from the constant column is n, and the range is the same, 25 to 30. So let's try it again. For example, here I have text. Here I have some text. So if we want to copy this cell, for example, like this way, if this one is equal to B34 is this cell. This is the formula. So the D38 is equal to B34. Think about it, if we copy this cell to other place, what will happen? First, we copy to here. We get John. So why? Look at this formula again. Remember, this is relative reference. Means the reference actually change based on the current position. So in this example, so the current is D38, then the target is B34. It means say we need to move 2 columns and 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 4 cells. It means say the value of current position should be equal to the value move 1, 2 columns and move 1, 2, 3, 4 cells or rows. When we copy the formula to here, Excel understands the same. We need to move 1, 2 columns and up to 1, 2, 3, 4 cells. We get this. So that's the meaning. That's the meaning of relative reference, because the reference actually depends on the current position. If we change the current position, the reference will change. So you can say here we have left 2 column, 1, 2, 3, 4, up 4 rows. Here the same, 1, 2 column, 1, 2, 4 rows. If we have other value, like the same thing. So if you copy to here, you can say 1, 2, 2 columns, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 rows, we get a mic. So the same thing. So that is called a relative reference. If when we copy the formula, in the formula we have a reference, then the reference is relative. It's related to current position. If current position change, the reference will change. If we don't want the reference to change, we need to use absolute reference. We need to add dollars both on the column H, also in front of the row 25, the same dollar and the rows. So that's a reference. Reference is important concept. We also have a term is called the mixed reference. Because in a reference, we have a column, we have a row. How about say if we just fix one, like we fix the column, we don't change the row. Just like say the absolute, we put a $2, like H25. But if we only put a $1 sign and 25, this could mix. Or we can do like this, like say H, we don't put a dollar sign, 25. So how this will useful? So let's say we have a value here. Then let's get the value say this equal to here we have for this is N25. Okay, we get N25 here. But we want to once we change the current position, we don't want to change the column. So we put a dollar sign here. Means in this formula, if we move the current position to other position, the column won't change. So let's try it. Say we copy it. So we move the other position. we get 5. 5 is here. When look at the formula here, it's N26. Look at here. Here is N25. If we copy to here, this is still N27. It means no matter where we copy the formula, the N doesn't change, the current doesn't change, because we put a $sign here. What changed is the number, because here the row, the current row is 32. 32. 32 means 30. Yeah, the current is 32. And the formula is 25, means 25, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Means we need to get 7. So here, can you say where is the 7? Say the current position is 34. Let's move up 7. Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 is 5. Oh, it should be 6 for this one. And if it's here, 7, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you can say if we put the $sign here, no matter where we copy the formula, and the current won't change. What is changed the related to current position is the row. The same thing, we can put the $sign on the 25. For example, here we have a group of number like 4, and we can put a formula here. Here we want to get this is relative, but we can put a $sign here. That means we fix the row. No matter we copy the formula, we still get the value from this 35 row. For example, we copy the formula to here, okay, to here. We still get 5. You can compare we're on the 35. The 35 won't change, or we copy the value. We copy the value to here. Copy it. Control V. Control P. Control C. Control V. You can say this is K35. This is J35. This is I85. So because we put a $sign here, so we get the value for the same row, 35. But because the current position change, so this position changes. So the I, we change from I to J to K because the current change. So we also the current position change. So you can say the current change because we only put the $sign over in front of the row. We don't put a $sign in front of the current. So the relative reference, the relative position for the current still change, but we always get the value from the 35 row. That's the cell reference.